Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And it might be time for another daily dose of Dismal Disney. It's going to get really interesting. Disney has been betting heavily on cruise lines, on cruise ships.
Promoting the heck out of their upcoming Disney Wish ship. It's coming in June, I think, and they've been really promoting it.
Yeah, even over the Galactic Starcruiser hotel. Right, they've really been promoting these new ships that are coming out. They had a big thing on the Macy's Day Parade, I remember, for Disney Cruise Line. And now, because of the new variant, this week's flavor of COVID, now it looks like they're in for some trouble, some choppy waters.
Yeah, the CDC took their threat level, or whatever they call it, and they raised it to level 4.
Threat level midnight.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I wrote it, actually. I thought about that. Actually, I wrote this, and I thought, oh, the kids would be so proud of me for that. So they were in the orange before, and now they've raised it to the level 4, which is their top level, which is very high.
Yeah.
They're recommending people flat out don't go. And I mean, it is, Disney does test you before you get on the cruise ship, and they said they've caught a bunch of cases. People didn't know they had COVID before they got on the ship, so that they do that. Other cruise lines don't, but they're really recommending that you don't go cruising right now.
It'll start with recommendation, and then it'll become law. You watch. I mean, I don't know. Will they shut the cruise lines down again like they did last year? I don't know.
I don't know either, but they just changed it yesterday, and here's what they said. Key information for cruise ship travelers. Well, before we get into that.
Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 249,000
so
subs.
Close. Yay.
We are a couple hundred away from 250. If you guys could hit the subscribe button, that'll take us to 250,000.
Yay.
And we don't get anything for that, but you guys get our gratitude for sure. Again, remembering a couple of years ago, I'm like, I don't think we're even going to hit 10,000 subs. I don't know. We're pretty lame. I don't think we're gonna get there, but somehow we did. So thank you.
Thank you. So the key information for the cruise ship travelers, they put this out. Now, of course, it's impacting all the cruise lines. I covered this yesterday on the Pirates and Princesses Disney blog. Okay, avoid cruise travel regardless of vaccination status. Number 1.
Yep.
Okay. Number 2, even fully vaccinated travelers may be at risk for getting and spreading COVID-19 variants. The virus that
wait! I have questions. I'm not allowed to ask those questions,
I know, right?
But okay.
The virus that causes COVID-19 spreads easily between people in close quarters on board ships. The chance of getting COVID-19 on cruise ships is very high, even if you are fully vaccinated and have received the COVID-19 vaccine booster dose.
Now, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you the truth. I would not cruise now anyway, just because cruise ships normally are a petri dish. I mean, if you're going to get sick, norovirus, which the sickest I have ever been in my entire life was that time I got norovirus. And I have never been that sick. I mean, it went on for weeks. It was horrible. And poor Squid King got it too. You do not want norovirus.
No.
You probably don't want coronavirus either, but you definitely don't want norovirus.
You definitely don't want coronavirus
No.
either. Outbreaks of COVID-19 have been reported on cruise ships. If you travel on a cruise ship, make sure you are fully vaccinated before travel to get COVID and get the vaccine booster. Okay, wait a minute. I don't want to turn this into that kind of video, but I'm just like they just said. It doesn't matter if you. Okay.
We're not allowed to say that. We're not allowed to ask questions.
I am vaccinated. I just think that's weird. People go on a cruise should get tested 1 to 3 days before the trip and 3 to 5 days after the trip, regardless of their vaccination status or symptoms. Which that they've been telling you that for a while. That's nothing new. Along with testing passengers who are not fully vaccinated, should self-quarantine for a full 5 days after cruise travel. Again, it used to be 10. They cut it down to half. That's also not new. People on cruise ships should wear a mask, keep their nose and mouth covered. CDC is exercising its enforcement discretion on their mask order to not require persons wear a mask under certain circumstances, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But
big, bold letters. Avoid cruise travel regardless of vaccination status. The CDC is telling you to keep your ass at home and not on the boat.
So here's the situation. Since the identification of the Omicron variant, there's been an increased number of COVID-19 cases among crew passengers and crew reported to the CDC. Additionally, there has been an increased number of cruise ships meeting the COVID-19 case threshold. It was at the yellow before, so now they're moving it to red. Yeah. So they have temporarily extended the thing through January 15th with minor modifications.
And this could go on for months. So Here's the problem. The problem is that cruise stock is falling again. Now,
yes.
A lot of cruise lines barely eked through 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And they were able to come back online, and some of them instituted mandatory vaccination, all this stuff.
Remember when you said that Disney Cruise Line wouldn't go again for like a year, and it was going to be months, and everybody's like, "You're lying, you're horrible, you're a liar, you're a piece of crap, whatever." And then it turned out you're right.
I also told people that I thought that they would shut down Disneyland and Walt Disney World, and they're like, "That's unprecedented. That won't happen." I'm like, "They're shutting their."
And then it was only going to be 3 weeks, and they were like, "No, it's not. You lie."
So here we go again. So this is not good for Disney. We're not going to talk about the other cruise lines because, frankly, we don't care. We care about
I do
Disney.
care. I don't want bad things.
No, I don't want anything bad to happen to
Our
anybody.
focus is usually Disney because we do a Disney vlog.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Because Disney, how they made it through the pandemic in 2020 was they had Disney Plus. Thankfully, if they did not have Disney Plus, they would have been completely screwed. Mm-hmm. And because, the parks were closed down, the cruise lines were closed down, and they love the cruises. They're betting heavy on cruise because it's very expensive. And cruise passengers spend more per person than your average theme park goer because everything is so damn expensive on a cruise.
Well, it's supposed to be inclusive, but there's a lot of things that aren't.
The good restaurants aren't. Like, you have to pay extra. You have to pay for
your
drinks. You have to pay for your drinks. So yeah, I mean, if you just want to show up and just eat the buffet, that's fine. But you're dropping $5,000 to just show up and hit the buffet. That's kind of, I don't even know if they're doing buffet. I don't even think they're doing buffets now.
They can.
So you get a sandwich in your room.
Okay.
Anyway, stocks are falling. Disney is not immune to this. In fact, if you go, Disney stock has dropped. And there's a couple of things going on here. One, the cruise news is bad news for Disney. And this is the thing that they pushed at the Macy's Day Parade. This is the thing they pushed over their Starcruiser hotel, and it's dropping. Also, Bob Iger's out the door end of this year, and Disney Plus is flatlined.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the news, right? And 3 of them are Motley Fool. Motley Fool, who they shill for Disney all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Can Disney stock go from worst of the Dow to best in 2022? Worst of the Dow.
Yeah, that's not a good place to be.
And those are all from Motley Fool in the last 8 hours.
I know, right? They do. They just crap out so many Disney articles per day. And it's so funny because sometimes you'll get dueling Disney stories depending on the writer.
But usually the Motley Fool shills for Disney, usually. But it's funny, since in the last 8 hours, they're telling basically don't sell your Disney stock, keep your Disney stock. Shit, Disney's falling. Hurry, tell everybody to keep their stock.
Yeah. So they're talking about this on Motley Fool. They said that the worst mistake you basically can make is to panic sell. We've actually, for the first time in a long time, we are losing money on our Disney stock. Mm-hmm. And, and people, I remember, again, a year ago, Disney's in all-time high. Everything's great. Everything's going to be fantastic, guys. Everything's great. Disney's going to go up and up and up. You guys are liars. Disney's not in trouble. Anyway.
Well, Disney's not going out of business anymore.
They're not going out of business, but they're not really knocking it out of the park either.
No.
And, this is a double whammy. Well, a triple whammy, because there has been a lot of backlash toward their stupid decisions in the park and cutting corners in the park and raising prices and price gouging, all that shit. We got that on one hand. And then, the other hand, we have, the cruise line going down, which they were banking on to bring in some easy money. And then we've got Disney Plus flatlining.
Oh, we also got the Starcruiser hotel. People are canceling their trips.
Yeah, so all of this is, again, Disney is never going to go out of business, right? We're not saying that. We're not saying that they're even in major trouble right now, but their cruise business is absolutely dead in the water, and I think it probably will be. And if they were going to promote something, they should have promoted the Galactic Starcruiser, I think, because that's not dependent on...
Well, they're afraid to.
Because it's garbage. They've got these, they have 3 or 5 new ships coming in the next couple of years. And people thought for sure they would cancel those ships because they're like, we don't know what's going to happen with cruise.
And they didn't.
And they didn't. And here we are again, Good luck with that, I guess. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, they promoted everything else heavily, but not the Starcruiser. And this one, it'd be like, I kind of wondered in the back of my mind if they're like, well, it's kind of like we can get cruise money, but we don't have to actually go anywhere.
Yes, that's what they were thinking.
Yeah, we're going to get, because the prices for this thing are definitely...
Well, they're treating it as if it was a cruise ship.
Yeah, and I'm waiting for them to be like, yeah, hey, we can't have that many people stuck inside that close together.
Well, actually, I think that's a light amount of people compared to what you usually see in something like that.
Oh my God, yeah.
You wouldn't be able to even get into it.
Yeah,
they don't care. They got their money.
But here we go. This is coming from the Virgin Islands, Daily News. Disney cruise ship passengers waited at the West Indian dock, expecting to disembark on St. Thomas, only to be turned away due to active COVID-19. So they're getting stuck on the ship.
Yep, with COVID in the ship, yes.
The ship arrived Thursday morning around 7, but left the island around 9:30. It was scheduled to stay until 4:30. The Disney Fantasy did not call on St. Thomas today due to both an increase in COVID cases on the island and a small number of fully vaccinated crew members and guests. Less than 1%, guys, honest, in isolation for COVID.
That's still like several people.
Breakthrough cases.
They said that.
They do every time. And it's like all these celebrities are like, well, so-and-so tested for COVID. Oh, it must be a breakthrough case.
Well, they said these breakthrough cases are either asymptomatic or have mild symptoms. Well, if it's Omicron, that's probably why. They keep saying that it's not as bad. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But, at least there's that. At least the cases that were on the board aren't severe. So I'm glad to hear that.
I would be afraid to go on a cruise anyway, because remember, there were passengers getting stuck on cruise ships last year. I mean, we don't know they could just flip the switch and be like, hey, guess what? You're not docking. You're stuck on the Disney boat.
These people, they got on the boat not knowing that was going to happen, and now they're there. If I were somebody else leaving on a cruise in the near future, be it Disney or other cruises, I'd be a little leery because you don't want to be stuck on that boat.
No, you do not. So I do foresee, given the tumultuous nature of the state of the world right now, that I think a lot of people are probably going to cancel their trips.
I'm sure they probably are. Or they'll probably postpone it or something. Reschedule.
That's what they did before. Aren't the people that are cruising now the people that were supposed to cruise in early 2020? Yeah. Like they were just pushing everything back. Mm-hmm. They're like, oh, thank God we can go cruise. I remember all the Disney influencers when they opened the cruise ships up again. Then they dogpiled that one guy because he wasn't vaccinated or something.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, but they were all like, oh, well, it's time to cruise again, guys. And that was only a couple months ago.
That was more than a couple months ago, wasn't it? I don't remember.
Like 6 months ago.
It all blurs together.
I don't know. So we're going to do kind of a year in review, some of the stuff that we liked. And I can't tell if the things that we liked came out last year or this year.
I know, right? I had to think about it for some of them.
It's all 2020.
Well, they're joking. Tomorrow's 2022. Yeah. So it's like 2020 also.
TOO. Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Like 2020 never ended. And it seems like cruise is going to be in the same boat it was in.
God. Yeah. Speaking of really things, you sent this to me the other day. Yeah. And this is actually kind of like funny, but like this person's a douche anyway.
I thought it was an Onion article or something, or like Babylon Bee, but no, this is legit. They're like, dear Harriet, or Dear Prudence. I thought it was Dear Harriet. Help! My spouse assured me she wasn't a Disney freak when we married. That was a psychotic lie.
Well, this person knows a thing or two about being psychotic, because apparently this is the second wife, because his first wife had a thing for Disney, which he really hated. So you go ahead and read it. I might interject, but go ahead.
Dear Prudence, my first spouse had a thing for Disney, which I hated.
Clearly.
Just like you said, our whole house was covered in Disney stuff. Think 101 Dalmatian shower curtains, etc. You didn't know this before you got married? It was tacky and embarrassing. When I met my current spouse, I made my zero tolerance Disney policy clear. She said no problem, but confessed that her twin daughters, now in their 20s, were the Harry Potter generation, that she and the twins still had minimal nostalgic experiences related to Harry Potter.
This guy's a dumbass. Anyway.
Fast forward 5 years and minimal was a psychotic lie. There's a lot of Harry Potter in my house, in my life. At least once a month, I catch her reading from one of the Harry Potter books on her Kindle.
Oh my God, she's reading a Harry Potter book on her Kindle.
Don't you know that she's canceled? J.K. Rowling is canceled. Didn't you get the memo?
I don't think it's that. I think it's like, how dare she read? No, I'm sorry.
I overheard her on Zoom with the twins having anguished conversations about what to do about Harry Potter, given the author's transphobia. This cannot be real. Whenever she visits the twins, they all do the same Harry Potter related thing. The most recent was to go to a Harry Potter store. My spouse came home with a notebook and pen representing her Hogwarts house.
How dare she? A notebook and pen? What a controlling prick. Anyway.
I know, right? I reminded her that she promised to never bring Disney merch around me, and she goes, Disney doesn't own the Harry Potter. Wait, Disney didn't own the Harry Potter franchise. They don't now, dumbass.
They never owned the Harry Potter franchise.
It's splitting hairs. It's close enough.
It's splitting hairs at best.
It's close enough to Disney.
It's not. Disney with Harry Potter.
She put the merch inside a drawer where I won't see it, but she won't get rid of it or apologize for buying
Nor
it.
should she have to.
What a douchebag. Now she's planning to watch some Harry Potter reunion in the house while Zooming with the twins.
Damn right, if it was me, I'd do it twice as much just to piss you off.
Prudence. She has advanced degrees, a high-level job with a great salary, and successful daughters. So I don't know why she needs to cling on to Harry Potter, especially knowing that Disney is a deal breaker for me. To this day, she claims Harry Potter is a minimal part of her life and that she didn't misrepresent.
She didn't. Sounds like she just talks to her kids about it sometimes and they watch some specials or read the books occasionally.
How can I make her see that her Harry Potter thing is actually a significant fixation she needs to outgrow if she wants our marriage to last?
Whoa, he's going to divorce her over his fixation about her liking Harry Potter.
Signed, done with Disney.
Well, this guy's a dipshit because Disney doesn't own Harry Potter.
Dear Done with Disney, just for the record, Disney doesn't even own Harry Potter. So I guess if you want to keep this up, you'll need to become a Warner Brothers hater too. But are you serious? Is this real? None of this is affecting. I don't think this is real. There are no tacky shower curtains bothering you. You have nothing to complain about. For every hour she spends on her totally harmless hobby, you should be spending an hour finding your own books, movies, and interests.
We don't know what this person's interested in. I bet you money he has his own things he likes. Bet you money.
I'm sure he does. Probably anime.
Oh.
He's probably a weeb. Better yet, if it really is a deal breaker, leave and let her live in peace and enjoy her life without you
She's going to divorce you because you're the one being an asshole.
You're like, hey, I like 50 Shades of Grey. And I'm like, I like that you like 50 Shades of Grey.
I don't like it. It wasn't that good. I only read it once. I wanted to see what the fuss was about. It wasn't that good. It really wasn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but it wasn't.
We're gonna wrap this up.
Yes.
I think we've run out of things to talk about. Anyway, guys, just look at the Disney stock situation. Please subscribe for more quality content like this shit. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.